I'd like to. I'd like to. I'd like to love you.
If you are already a pilot, then you may well have forgotten the difficulties when you took your first lesson. There is so much to think about. So today we take Jarad for his very first lesson. Today's video is a little longer than usual, and we cover all the startup items and explain their operation. So if you want to skip forward to when we are ready for takeoff, just move to the 12-minute mark. Conditions today were difficult to manage, but Jarad will handle them well. So come and enjoy the lesson.
In that seat you'll find a checklist in there somewhere. That's it. And we use this, do not ever skip using this, like don't ever think about not using it, right?
Yep.
So we'll go through the process.
Hatches secure.
So hatches are these things. Make sure the buttons are done up because the doors will come undone.
Harnesses.
Harness by secure. Whoops, I see one's not.
Oh.
There it is. Yep.
Fuel select.
On. Fuel select is down there, pointing forward.
Yep, pointing forward. And
normally it's always on,
on.
but if Mike was doing work on the engine, he'd turn the fuel off.
Turn it off to make sure it's on.
He can't go far without it.
Fuel contents
Sufficient. So we've got half a tank up
Yep.
here, and up there, not much, but half a tank more than enough.
Yep, set altimeter for 180 feet.
So that's this one here, so that's 210 feet, so just turn it either way until it comes back. Other way.
Yeah.
110, 180, that's enough.
That's 180. 200 notches, yep.
Yep.
Radio
is off. Never start an engine with a radio off. Radio is avionics.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
You don't start it with it on because it's a lot of chatter and annoying. And
no, like just blow noise, a surge into the radio.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's not good. Master on.
Yes, have the master on.
Which is this one here.
Yeah. That's it.
Circuit
breakers check. These are the circuit breakers. If they've popped, they'll be red like that. They'll be popping out.
Yep.
Over
So
there.
check. Fuel pump.
We've got a mechanical fuel pump in the engine.
Yep.
But we've got a backup one behind us, which we turn on for takeoff and landing.
Yep.
So, pump.
Fuel pump. This one.
Up. That's the noise it makes. A, it's priming the fuel. B, it's working properly.
Yep.
Turn it off. That's a check.
Flaps. Checks full travel.
So there's your flap lever up here on you.
Yep.
So look out the window and you see it coming down, push down, out the back of the wing,
So yep.
Coming down, make sure both of them are coming down, yes they are. Yep. Then come up to halfway, just stop for a minute,
Oh, you can see this
moving.
moving.
Little mark up there,
yep.
so bring it up to the mark there.
That's what I was watching when I was with Mark actually.
Have a look out the window, there's there, yep, they're hanging down, that's good. You can see the drag they make now.
Yep. Flap set,
first stage, yeah.
Is that what we've just done?
That's it.
Yep.
The controls of this, they're free, so first of all we make a box to make sure that there's nothing in the way. Like I had a big guy on the plane with me today and I couldn't get control. Yep. So I said, no, you have to move your leg.
Yep.
So you can pick it up, pick the stick, push forward, around, just nice and smooth. Come round, to the front again and back. So they're free, nothing's jamming.
Yep.
Okay, but we also need to check that the ailerons are wired, they're working and they're wired the correct way.
Yep.
Okay, so put your hand on the stick again. If you put your thumb up, the way I remember it, thumb up, if you look out the window, you'll see that left one, push over, left one going up.
Yep.
Look out this side, this one should be hanging down.
Yep.
Come the other way, that should be, this one
and
should be up.
That means up, yep.
That one should
so
be
one's
down.
Up, one's down, makes sense. So
because if they're wired back to front, we're going to go backwards, aren't we? It's
yep.
not going to work. Okay, so they're not only are they free, but
yep.
they're correct. Okay?
Free and correct, and then
trim. That's the lever here. The
this
trim
one here where it levels the out a little bit.
A little yellow dot.
Yep.
Out there somewhere. Yep. That's trim for neutral.
Start.
Brake is on.
Yep.
Because we don't want to start the engine and go forward.
Choke on if required.
Today it won't be. It's already been running, so that's okay.
Right. Mags.
Now we have two electronic systems, magnetos.
Yep.
That's the two over there, so we turn both of them on.
This one, yep.
No, so these two here.
Oh, these ones here, sorry.
Yep. That's it, so they're both on.
Yep. Check, clear and cool.
So we don't just go clear prop, we really have to tell people outside we're about to start an engine, because once it starts you can't see the prop.
Yep.
And people who don't know aeroplanes walk into them.
Yeah.
So clear prop, you make that noise, you can say the same thing.
Clear prop!
Have a good look around, make sure no one's coming, there's not.
I guess that echoes out pretty easily.
Oh, it does, yeah.
It's all closed.
Hand on the throttle and make sure it's closed. So push it forward, that's fully open, that's fully closed.
Yep.
Okay. what happens if you don't start with your hand on the throttle, and I've inadvertently come in and knocked it, that's there, we'll go take off.
Yep.
That's why I've got the brake on as well, right? So hand like that, hand on the throttle.
Engine start.
So all we have to do is hold the hand on the throttle. Use your left hand, I would, because that's where it's going to be, and start with your right hand. Just push the button until it starts.
It's fine, yeah?
Yep.
One, two, three. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. A bit closer to your mouth. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, I can hear you.
That's it. Okay, I'll try that one. Next one is what?
Ready. Standby frequency.
1275 is our Murray Bridge frequency.
Main one, yep.
And 1267 is the standby. We don't need to worry about that one for now.
Okay.
Now we're going to make I'll do the call today. Radio call. So this concrete pad over here is known as B for Bravo.
Yep.
The one over there is A for Alpha, right? I'll make a call. Traffic Murray Bridge, Jabberi 4971, taxiing hangar to Hold Point Bravo, Murray Bridge. So I'm just saying to everyone around, I'm moving over there.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to test the brake, so we can put that aside just for now. Hand on the throttle, hand through here, through that, that's it, and then lift that over, lift that up and over, that's it, and flip it all the way back. That's your hand brake and foot brake.
Yep.
It's everything in one, okay? So we can use that if we need to stop the plane, so just let the pressure go, and we're moving. A little bit of power, looking both ways, nothing coming. So now we've got to go uphill a little bit, so we could, no, it's about right now. Put your left foot in, sorry.
Left foot in.
We steer with our feet. That's it. And then when we get on the block, we can start to bring the bring this brake to there. Okay? So we flip that over. Got a guy going to take off, I'll get him to... Okay, get your checklist out again. So now we've tested the brakes, they worked, didn't they?
Yep.
So now we're going to check the instruments. We've got 4 green. It's nearly up to green. Green, green, green.
Yep.
That's all we can check for the engine, that's all good, right? Next we're going to check the mags, that our electrical systems are both working.
Murray Bridge traffic, Sierra Kilo is rolling 9 of circuits, Murray Bridge.
So then we're going to get the power up to 1,800 revs, which is just up here. Okay, so ease the power on. Ease the power on, just ease it on. Bit more, bit more. The brake will hold us there, right? We're not moving.
Yep.
Looking out the window. Okay, so turn one of the mags off, push it down. We should see a little drop here, not much. Put it back on again. Next one. Little drop and back on again. Always make sure they go on. And while we've got the engine going, we're going to pull the carburetor out. Just pull that out. Should see a little drop. All the way. Pull, pull, pull. That's it there. Not much. Put it back in again. That's on, particularly on a cold day. We're going to talk about that next, right? That's the carburetor, and then the fuel pump can go on. And then we can bring the power back to idle again. I make a suggestion, when you're doing it, I tend to have my fingers, see where everyone's got their finger marks?
Yep.
If you have your hand like that, you can do small adjustments. If you have it up here, it doesn't work. Really hard to do small stuff.
It's pretty delicate, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very powerful,
makes it
yeah. Okay, so we're now going to clear the air. We're making sure there's nothing coming that way, which is the way, very little wind. So if I just come around here, and I'll look down this way to make sure no one's coming the other way. No, all clear. So now we can enter the runway.
Yep.
Because we have no right of way to enter the runway if it's a landing aircraft.
Yep.
Make a call. Traffic Murray Bridge, Jabberi 4971, entering and backtracking runway 19, Murray Bridge.
Murray Bridge traffic, Sierra Kilo engine is turning. Down with Murray Bridge traffic.
Sierra Kilo into Jabberi 4971, radio check.
We're ready to give 5, Sierra Kilo India.
5 as well, thanks. So, okay, you put the control, the checklist away, so you have control, so hand on the throttle.
Yep.
And then put the hand through there and just hold the brake. You don't need to put it on. If we're going too fast, we bring the power back.
Yep.
But this is about right, and you can use your feet to steer with, right? So if I wanted you to go to the right of the runway, push a little bit of right foot, not too much. Going a little bit fast, so we can just slow it down a little. Use your foot, you've got control. When we get near the edge, now we'll straighten it up. Just keep it straight there. That's enough.
Yep.
Not too much. Now we're on the right hand side. Now we want to go left. So go to the left hand side. Just an ease it in slightly. There's no rush. So they're fairly sensitive.
Yeah, fairly sensitive. Yeah, it takes a second, but then it kicks in.
Yeah, that's right. Now straighten it up a little bit. About there. Now come back in the middle. About there. Now straighten that up. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake. It's not relevant. If we're not riding the brake, that's fine. Then I go to the right. Straighten it up. No, not too far. Don't want to come back.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit
Okay.
touchy, obviously.
Oh
like
yeah,
you're
no,
saying,
but you're learning the sensitivity of it, right?
Yep.
Okay, now come across to the middle again. Okay, that's fine. So we just start to slow it all down. Not to go too fast. And we're going to go to the left here, and we're going to follow the grass around. Okay,
Yep.
so around you come. Power back just a little bit. Down there. So now put a right foot in, right, all the way hard, hard. Now's the tighter turn, you see. Coming around. Keep pushing down, push down, that's it. And we never stop on the gravel, because that will make a mess of the prop.
Yep.
Remember those dents we saw?
Yep.
So come in the middle again. So hand on the throttle. You're going to come with me, and we don't need to brake anymore, right?
Okay.
Final check, green. Fuel pump is on, flaps are set. Traffic Murray Bridge, Jeffrey 4971, line up and rolling 19, departure to the south, Murray Bridge. Okay, so hand up on the stick. I'll come with you, and we're going to steer with our feet.
Yep.
Okay, so ease the power on, push.
Murray Bridge traffic, Sierra India is
Push.
China base. Murray Bridge traffic.
Push. Push.
And final, and
Push.
we'll slow down. Murray Bridge traffic.
Okay, hand on the throttle, keep your hand up on the throttle. Hand on the throttle, attaboy. Steer with your feet a little bit, that's okay, that's fine. We're going to bring the stick back. Just wait. Just hold it there. Wait. That's the wind. There it goes. Push it over that way. Alright, you're flying.
Bit of a different takeoff than when I was with Mike. There was no wind, and that one was definitely making it interesting.
So we just hold it there, that's looking good. And we're going to go straight out. That's the wind pushing us around now. Remember we said we couldn't fly.
And we'll stop on the runway and track and taxi back to the start of runway 19 at Murray Bridge.
Okay, so now we're going to lift up the flaps.
Yep.
But when we lift the flaps up, we're going to lose lift, aren't we?
Yep.
So as we lift, we have to bring the stick back a little bit. Remember how you put the flaps down, you've got to push it up now.
Push it up.
Oop, there's the wind. Oh, push all the way up. We bring the stick back a little bit, that's it. And we're going to go straight out here.
Yep. Definitely a different day to be flying. Last week it was just beautiful, clear, no wind.
Yeah, well this is normal.
This is normal. Yep.
This is normal.
It feels more like I'm flying now. Last week was just like floating, not doing much.
Yeah, this is, we'll make your work today. So what I'm planning to do is we're going to track down to the south.
Yep.
Because the air down there is cooler.
Okay.
Near the water, which is on Lake Alexandrina, we don't get all this hot air, so you have a smoother flight while we're trying to do a few things. But in the main, we're just getting used to flying. That's our first step today.
Now I want to keep the nose just above the horizon.
That's alright, that's about where you've got it is perfect, actually. Traffic Murray Bridge, Jeffrey 4971, departing upwind 19, on climb 3,500, tracking south, Murray Bridge. That's okay, we can take our time today, no rush. The pitch, which we control the pitch with the elevator, right?
Yep.
So remember we said we couldn't fly vertically before?
Yep.
We said somewhere between there and there is impossible.
Yep.
For a light aircraft. So if we use the stick, keep your look, white knuckles, keep your head nice and relaxed.
Yep.
You can't do anything by holding onto it tightly. It won't work. Doesn't work any.
Yep.
Okay. So we can control the position of the nose, therefore our pitch, by this.
Yep.
So just for a moment, Cheryl, if we pitch it up, we'll start climbing. Look out the window, you see we're climbing, right?
Yep.
So if we control the pitch, it also says I can't go any faster. I'm doing 80 knots because we're trying to climb and go forward. Okay? So if you hold it at about 80 knots, that's the best climbing.
Yep.
And we're coming up at about 500 feet, 500 feet a minute, which is perfect. Okay? So if we make it steeper, we can do it steeper. Let's come up. So now we're doing 70 knots.
Speed drops, yeah.
We're doing 1,000 foot a minute, but that's putting an enormous strain on the engine.
Yep.
And it's not healthy, okay? So if we drop it back down to around about 80 knots, about there, and we can trim it with that lever, you use the lever. So we'll bring that lever back, roughly to there. There we are, that's an 80, right? 500 foot a minute.
Yep.
Okay, let go of the controls altogether and fold your arms.
5-bit traffic 0 kilo India is entering a warning runway 19.
I'm not doing anything.
5-bit traffic.
The wind's going to blow us around, it won't hurt us. And I wouldn't do this if it was dangerous. I'm just,
Yep.
you've got to trust the aeroplane, right? So now we're going right, aren't we?
Yep.
So how can we stop it? With the left foot.
Yep.
Picks the wing up, doesn't it?
With your foot.
So we can fly all the way down to the lake like this. It's a bit lumpy today, but see the lake ahead of us?
Yep.
So we won't touch the stick at all. We'll just fly there like this. Because we're big boys.
You're not even flying a plane, mate. You got a license. The plane's
Do you know what you're doing? But there's a lot of lessons that we can learn here. So here we are doing 80 knots.
Yep.
We're climbing up at 500 feet a minute, but we're getting slower. Because the plane says, I can't climb anymore. So then it starts to come down. So as it climbs, it starts to slow down.
Yep.
As it starts to slow down, it starts to fall down again.
Can't make up its mind. The climb, you
Well, it's just it's the air, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So let's come around. Now this is where we have to work. I want to come around to the right a little bit. So we push the stick to the right, a little bit of right foot. The right foot about there. That will turn us slowly around. Hopefully it's much nicer down near the water. And while we're flying, it's a good idea to watch the gauges because they're an indicator.
Yep.
If all of a sudden the oil pressure starts to drop, there's got to be a reason for it. It shouldn't be dropping. So you fix it, you get on the ground and fix it rather than worry about the engine failing. Okay, so we're at 2,300 now.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to climb up to 3,500.
Yep.
So how would I do that, do you think? What's the one thing we said gives us lift?
0 kilo India is in bit downwind 5-bit traffic.
What was the one thing that we said gives us lift back at the office?
Speed.
Power. So put some power on. Push it in all the way to the floor, all the way, and up you go. So we can climb up, pitch it up for 80 knots. That's it, you can play with the pitch. 80 is the perfect pitch.
Yep.
For climbing. Got your 80 knots spot on, that's good. If you can't do that, I wouldn't let you join the Air Force. Alright?
There's only a few hours to worry about. I'm sure the Air Force has got a few more than that.
You have no idea how hard it is for people sometimes to hold the right airspeed. So there we are at 3,000, nearly 3,000, but we're going too far. We see how the speed's increasing, so we can pitch it up even more, and we'll climb further, faster.
I was just slowing it down till we get close to 3 and I wanted to try to bang on 3.
Okay, we want 3.5 though.
We want 3. Oh, sorry.
3,500.
You did say 3.5, my apologies.
I'm never wrong, don't forget that.
Yeah. Like my missus.
Why would you doubt me? So I want you to stop the climb at 3,500. We're not there yet. So you can still pitch it up. Yep. Not there yet. Getting close, getting close, getting close. There we are there. So when you're finished climbing, we call 3 things. Attitude, it's your attitude in relation to the horizon. Attitude, then bring the power back to 2,800. We're 3,000 at the moment. Bring it back. That's about there. And then we trim it so it doesn't keep climbing up. See the nose coming up?
Yep.
So push this forward a little bit. And that'll hold it there for us roughly. About. Let go of the stick. Out there. And we're going down a little bit, right? So we can just pitch it up a little, just a touch. It won't take much. And then trim it back a little bit, you'll be fine. So now there's an airfield down here I don't want to go near, so I want to turn 180 degrees and go back that way to the right.
Yep.
Nice and gentle. Bit smoother over here, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit nicer.
Yeah. That's the cool air. Makes it easier when you're learning. Yeah, nice and smooth. That's a nice turn. Just use a little bit of right foot while you're doing it. That's it there. A bit more. A bit more.
So more foot, less hand.
Yeah, so basically, if you use the right foot and the stick together, see that little ball there?
Yep.
Which, if it's outside of that cage to the right, you push that foot in. So you use your right foot, and it brings the ball back to the middle.
Okay.
Wind up
Yeah,
rapid, striking the Barlow Hotel Victors, overhead the Ross Reservoir 1600, tracking north inbound on descent for wind up traffic.
That's okay, we've dropped a couple hundred feet, that doesn't matter.
Yep.
So now we're at, nearly 2,800 revs. We're not climbing up or down much.
Yep, no, 2.10.
Look out the window.
Nice view.
The view only the pilot can see. So hold it there. Yeah, just relax now. Right foot. Yeah,
Right foot, sorry, not left. Yep.
Relax your feet on the pedals and feel what I'm doing here.
Yep.
Nice and flexible.
Nice and flexible.
You don't want to jam one against the other.
Yep.
Want to be nice and smooth, right? So if the wings are level, push that right, nearly there. Put a bit more right foot in. There it is there. So now the wings are level and the ball's in the middle. Okay, that's what perfectly coordinated it's called. So when we do a turn, which we'll do in a minute, now the wings, see this wings down?
Yep.
So you've got to fix that by doing that. You've got to keep it as best you can. What I try to do is not much of a horizon today, is use this level here and the horizon, or this up here in the horizon, whichever suits you, or the top of those clouds. So there's about there. So when you see that, it's not right.
Yep.
You're not straight and level, and that's not straight and level.
Yep.
That's straight and level. There. Yeah?
Big lake.
It's a very big lake. So now we're just going to hold our height between 3,400 and 3,500. Not above or below. Stay in that 100 gap, right?
Yep.
So now, if I ask you to do a turn and we want to go back the other way, it's usually easier to do it on the left-hand side because that's where you're sitting, right? So we're going to do a nice shallow turn and we're going to do a 180-degree turn to the left. But as we turn, we'll start to come down.
Okay.
That's just the aerodynamics, right?
Yep.
So as we're turning, we need a little bit of stick to come back to stop it. But just try it. So round your arm, round your... That's it, a bit of right foot, the ball's not in the middle. There it is there. Just hold it there. Maybe a little, no, the power's right. The ball will move around with the air, of course, but you get the idea. So now we're climbing just a touch. We've pulled a little bit too much back. That's it. So small movements make a big difference.
Yep.
So really flying is a lot about touch.
Yep.
And the finesse is a good word. That's a choice word for what we're trying to do here. We've got a little bit too much power on. So we said before about power. Okay, so if we're straight and level now and we're doing 92 knots, right? Push the power full in. Do nothing else.
Oh, full in?
Yeah, full in. What's going to happen? With the nose.
It lifts.
Just let it lift. We're not doing anything else. We can do anything else but power.
Yep.
Let it go. So you can see we can get height with power.
Yep.
We don't need to touch anything. Just power.
Understandably, height means power.
And the nose is pointing up.
Yep.
Okay. Now bring the power back to 2,000 revs. Don't do anything else but keep the wings level. Now what's happening?
We drop.
So there's that's your primary lesson today. The power controls height.
Yep.
Okay? The pitch, this thing up and down, controls the airspeed.
Yep.
Okay? Now, power also controls the airspeed in that we've taken the power away, we're slowing down.
Yep.
So if we increase the power again, do nothing else, just ease it in just slowly. Push, push, push. We're doing 95 knots, push, 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 push. All the way. And we're climbing again.
Yep.
But we're slowing down. So if we keep the power on and then pitch it forward, we we can get the full benefit of the power there. So now we've got full power.
Yep.
It'll take a while to catch up. 95 knots. Coming up 100 knots. Keep it in there, it's good. 100 knots. 105 knots. But the minute we do nothing else, if we leave the power alone and then you pitch it up,
Well,
keep going.
there's more resistance, I guess, more...
Yeah, the engine just can't pull us up.
Yep.
So we start to slow down. And if we slow down too much, we'd stall, which we don't want to do. Okay?
Well,
So we just bring the power back again, 2,800. Okay, so if we said we wanted to come down as quickly as we could,
Yep.
we could do a couple of things. We could take the power away, couldn't we?
Yep.
So let's just take the power away. I'm just going to put this carburetor on just for now. Pull the power all the way back to idle. All the way to the idle.
Henry would like to know if you know who he is.
That's it, right? So now we're coming down to the 1,000 feet a minute,
Yep.
1,200 feet a minute. We're still doing 100 knots.
Cool.
We could put power on, come down faster.
No worries, he'll try not to hit you in the twist.
Now we're going down at 1,500 feet a minute.
Yep.
So we've got, basically these two things have got to work in tandem to give us the outcome we want. So you're holding your height perfectly. Now straighten it up and we'll fly along the coast again. That's it, I felt your foot working then, that was good. So your feet, the rudder and the stick were going together.
Yep.
That's a coordinated turn. Alright? So if a ball, I mean half a ball out, neither here nor there.
Yep.
But because the aircraft itself is not perfectly trimmed, it'll always stick out a little bit.
Yep.
So if we're flying along, if we put a little bit of right foot in, push the stick a little bit, now it's straight.
Yep.
So we are flying perfectly aerodynamically as we can. Yep. Just bring the power back a little. We can fly uncoordinated. You tell me what it feels like. So if I push my right foot in and the left stick that way, what's happening?
Well, the
Feel weird?
plane's turning to the left, yeah, it feels weird.
We're flying sideways,
Yep.
aren't we? Look at the ball. So if we bring it around, relevant to the centre of the aircraft.
Yep.
Okay. Go aeroplane again. So now get the ball back in the middle with the right foot. And if you need a little bit of right foot, you'll often use the opposite stick. There it is there. You're trimming it, that's all you're really doing. So if I don't touch the power and I want to climb up at 75 knots, what do I do?
Bring the stick towards me and it will
Will
climb.
do that for me. Just go into fairly slow, you don't be rushing.
Still traffic,
Keep the pitch there. And then you can hold it there with the trim. So bring the trim back as well.
Riding hill,
Back
Go-
or forward?
Oh well, till when you take the pressure off here.
Oh, okay, yep.
Let go of the stick. Now it's going to keep coming down, so bring the stick back, that back a little bit more. It's the poor man's autopilot.
Yep.
Let go of the stick.
That's right, I'm a poor man, so I'm happy to have it.
Now we're turning that way, so let's bring that back again. Left foot, left stick. Now this time, I want to come down to 2,000 feet, we're at 3,000 now. I said, okay, I want to come down to 2,000 feet for whatever reason. So we know that power gives us height. So if we take power away, it'll give us descent, won't it?
Yep.
So bring the power back to, I don't know, 2,000, something like that. I'll get the carburetor out. Now start a turn to the left and come down to 2,000 feet while you're turning. So we're going to be turning. The nose is going to be slightly pitched down, which you've got. So we're descending, the ball's perfectly centered, look at that.
Yep.
That's exactly where it should be. So you've got enough rudder in with enough bank in here. Perfect. And if we said keep that going, I want to come down faster, bring the power back a bit more. That's okay. Comes down faster.
Yep.
Because we've taken the velocity away. Remember we talked about velocity as part of the lift, keep coming around to the left. near that. Don't want to get near that school. That parachute drop. Now the only difficulty with this, these are air-cooled engines. They're not water-cooled.
Okay.
So therefore, it's now cold. Because you've got that cold air coming in out here, right? So when we put the power on, we need to ease it on. Just let it build up speed, because otherwise we shock the engine too much.
Yep.
So I'll put that away. Okay, we're 2,000 nearly, right?
Yep.
So start easing the power on. A bit more. About there. Don't let it come up. We just let the engine warm up a touch.
Yep.
It's just kind to the engine. That's what we're trying to do. Now we're climbing. I don't want to climb, just 2,000 feet. So, because we put the power on, it wants to go up, you see, so we can straighten it up. If you look at the horizon, which is a bit hard to see today, and this level here, wherever that pitch is, wherever that nose is sitting for you, right, relative to the horizon is a good spot. We're basically not coming up or down. Okay? So now we're nice and warm again. So this time we're at 2,000. I want to climb to 3,000 feet.
So either full kick off with power.
So we're going to climb to the right this time.
Yep.
Okay, so we want to put the power in. Power goes in first. Then we start to turn to the right. Nice gentle turn, nothing severe. That's it. And just keep it there. Make sure the ball's roughly centered if you can. And that's where your salt comes from there.
Oh yeah, I'm not much of a salt person, so...
Oh, there you go. Well, still climbing, 80 knots, 85 knots, that's good. Coming around to the right. Coming around to the right, that's it. And when you get to 3,000, we can stop the climb and stop the turn, alright?
Yep.
That's it, you got in just in time. It takes a little while to settle down. Bring the power back to 2,800. Don't let it come up again. We don't want to close near enough to 3,000. That's good. Well done.
Too easy, it flies itself.
Well, it does to a large degree. Now we're going to watch what happens now if we just let go of the controls altogether. See if I can set this up for you. We're coming down. As we come down, we gain airspeed. Coming down at the moment. Going to do it for me or not? There we go, we're getting airspeed now. Nose is coming up, we're starting to come up.
Yep.
As we come up, it can't climb the hill, not enough power, so it starts to, I can't get any further, huffing and puffing.
Yep.
So then it says, I've had enough of that. Here comes the nose down again. I'm not doing anything, it's doing itself. Right? As it goes downhill, gain speed, we're going downhill. As we gain speed, we gain lift. Once we gain lift, what does it want to do?
Up, yeah.
I'm just holding the wings level, that's all I'm doing here.
Yep.
As it gains lift,
Yep.
it wants to fall again. And it'll do it all the way back to Murray Bridge. Or until we run out of fuel. And the question that I always ask students...
Oh god, here we go, questions. 20 questions.
Yeah, 20, that's it. What keeps an aeroplane in the air?
By the sounds of it, it's the aeroplane itself, not us. Depends on the question you're asking. I don't know, I'd say, what, air pressure?
No.
No? Keep an air... Yeah. The engine, maybe? The power?
No. It's a silly question, that's why I've asked
question,
it.
yeah, it's a stupid one, I can already sense it. No idea.
Money.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that workaround outside the box. Yeah.
Money keeps it in the air. Hello, our student. What happens if the engine were to stop? I'm not going to turn the engine off. What would happen if the engine stopped?
It'd be awfully exciting, I can't wait, let's go. No, I mean, we'll probably drop everything quite considerably, the airspeed and things like that. I mean, it would glide. We've got fixed wings, so it should glide for quite some time.
Exactly right. So
how high we are.
I'm not going to turn the engine off, it's illegal, but I'll bring it back to idle.
Yep.
Okay, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like.
We've got enough speed, we've got enough height, we should be able to glide.
We're getting about 5 knots off the propeller, right? We're basically idling. Guess what? Still flying. So you just work your way down to that paddock, or one over there. I mean, you just work out a paddock. So 70 knots is our best glide speed.
Yep.
So we're just gliding at the moment, and we're coming down. I can't stop it because the engine's failed, technically. But about 500 feet a minute isn't what we climbed up at.
Yep.
We're coming down the same sort of speed. Okay, so we'll do one more. We're now at 1,300. I want a climbing turn to the left, and I want to come up to 2,500. Some power back. There we go. Always climb with full power. That's my fault.
I was thinking it was dropping a little bit, but
no, that's fine. That's better. Always climb with full power. It's not like a motor car where you don't do that. If you're going uphill, you don't push the foot to the floor. We do.
Oh, it depends who you are, really.
You're like enough rubber on the ground. Over there, 2,000. So attitude. Get that. Stop the turn. Stop the turn now. There. When you stop over there. That's it there. Attitude. We get the picture right first.
Yep.
Then bring the power back to 2,800. Bring the power back. And then trim it to hold it there so it doesn't come up or down. Coming up a little bit. Put the nose down forward, a bit more, about there. So now we're going to play along with slow flight. So let's just progressively get ourselves stabilised first. So attitude, power trim, the attitude right first. Down there. Bring the power back just a touch, there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to we're at 2,300, we're climbing a little bit. Not the best day today, 2,300. So what I want to do is I want to progressively bring the power back, stay at 2,300, and I want to be flying at 70 knots. So how could we do that? What's our main lift generator? Throttle.
Yeah.
Okay, so bring that back slowly. But as we bring it back, we're going to fall, aren't we?
Yep.
So come back to 2,000 feet, about there.
Yankee number Golf, are you departing for Bakery yet?
We want 70 knots.
Departing in the next
A little bit, don't go too
1
far.
minute. Yankee number Golf.
But we're coming down. So now we've got to pitch
Copy
it up.
that, Yankee number India.
So we're going to be flying along, we're going to trim it, we're still coming down. And now we're at 70 knots. But see how we're pitched up now?
Yep.
Because we've had to increase the angle of attack to get lift.
Yep.
Because we've taken the power away, right? But we're still flying at 70 knots. But really not coming up and down a lot. We are coming down a little bit, so we need to pitch it up a bit more. That's just the stall one, it's quite okay. And there is a point at which we can't fly, as in can't keep our speed. So a little bit of power, just a touch of power, put a little bit of power on. That's about there, 2,000, see how we go. Still coming down. So we can pitch it up a bit more. We've got to generate lift. So we're not generating lift with power because we've taken that away, haven't we? Yeah?
Yep.
We're generating it by changing the angle of attack.
Yep.
Or we could get more lift by putting more flap out.
Okay.
But more lift, more drag. They go together. Let's make a call here. Where are we? Traffic Murray Bridge, Jabiru 4971 is 10 to the south at 1,800. Inbound estimate circuits in 6 minutes, Murray Bridge. Okay, you start a nice gentle 90-degree turn now. Get down that way. See, when we turn, we lose a little height, so we've got to keep just a little bit. Keep relaxed, not tight. That's it. That's it there, and we start bring the power back now to 80 knots.
Multi traffic 0 kilo India is turning mid-wind. Downwind for 1 by 19 full stop. Multi traffic.
Traffic Murray Bridge, Jabberoo 4971, turning base 19, full stop Murray Bridge. So you're still flying, keep going around, keep going around.
Turning base 19.
Now we do a 90-degree turn again, around we come. Oh. Okay, so I have control now. You can come with me if you want, but I'm in control, right?
Mobile traffic 0.
Full flap, you can do the full flap.
Mobile traffic.
We use that one, it's easy, same one. Pull at the bottom, other way. It. We work our way down. And there's the number one rule in aviation is you don't have to land. Unless you're out of fuel or on fire. Okay?
Which the last I checked we weren't, so that's good.
Yep. So if, for whatever reason, if the landing goes wrong, we power off and take off and we go around and do it
Do a
again.
touch and go, give it another go.
That's it, we don't even touch, we just get the heck out of there.
Yep.
Much safer to be in the air. And the windsock over there, see on the left?
Yep.
It's coming from the left. So we've got a bit of a crosswind today. So I'm going to put that left-hand wing down. Watch my speed here. Put the left-hand wing down and we steer with our feet. Watching the airspeed there.